Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe. Hope you guys are, trying to be intentional with your relationships and trying to be strong and courageous at the moments that we're facing in this crisis. Today it's a very important topic to me, which is self-help. The caption of this video is, the problems with self-help, and I want to elaborate on that and explain to you guys why I do not think actually the self-help helps the individual in the long run. Let's put an example here. Let's say, if I look back into my life 3 years ago, right? I had just started college. I was partying, trying to get girls, etc. The, traditional 18-year-old. And, at that time, after going through so many parties and etc., I was like, I remember there was a day and I was just like, I don't want to live this any longer. It's boring. I don't find meaning in this. It's all filled with meaninglessness and casual stuff, casual relationships, etc. It's not deep. It's all superficial. And I wanted to transition. So the first thing that I did is I started picking up self-help content, right? I picked up every self-help book you can think of. I read everything you can think of. Consistency, discipline, you can do it, etc. And at first it was amazing, right? Because it pumps you up. It's filled with encouragement, filled with optimism, filled with hope towards the future, which are all amazing things in of itself, right? And the superficial part of, the entry level, the superficial part of self-help is amazing, because we all need our encouragement. We all need to stay optimistic, when times are bad, especially at the moments we're currently living. That's amazing. But here's the problem. As you start digging deep, self-help has its cons, and they can be a lot more costly than its positives. And here's why. I want to talk about some of the issues that I find in it and how you can be aware of it, and actually how it can help you, continue improving on yourself, but leaving those things aside. And here's the number one. Self-help puts too much expectation upon the individual. And here's why. Because it's going to tell you that if someone has done it, you can do it too. It's going to tell you that you need to be disciplined, that you need to wake up early, etc. What's going to happen is you're going to come from a place where you've never been doing these things, and what you're going to do is you're going to set all these goals for yourself. And the way it's portrayed, it's as if you're this God, that you're so capable and everything's under your control to do all these things, and you can change your life from A to Z, etc., from 0 to 100. And the problem with that is that the dopamine doesn't actually correlate with reality. And what I mean by this is you're a human, and as a human, you're constantly gonna fail. You have a consciousness, and you always sabotage yourself. You have things from the past that you're still carrying with yourself. You have issues, you have insecurities. You can't disregard those. It's not because you've picked up a book and you've read it and it told you that you can change your life, that you're going to wake up next morning a different person. You have things from your past, experiences that damaged you and that you need to work on in order for you to actually start to change. And that's the problem, because it's very easy for you to get caught up in that, little cage that, forget the past. Tomorrow is a new day. It is. But guess what? You're going to be there. And it's going to be you from yesterday. And the process of change, it's costly and it takes time. You need to be patient. And self-help lacks that. And the problem is this. The consequences, you're going to have too many goals, unrealistic goals, because you're going to read that you're the sovereign being who's so capable of changing the world, and you're so good that you can change everything. And I'm not saying that you can't change your life, that you can become someone 10 years down the road completely different than who you are today, but that's going to take time. And we as humans in the postmodern world is we want everything today. Self-gratification is part of our lives, whether we want it or not. We can work on it, but it's as if it's become unconscious by now, and we lack a lot of patience. And the result is that you're going to fail on those goals that you set for yourself, on those expectations, on those principles, those core values, and you're going to be so disappointed that you're going to feel like, wow, I can actually not achieve anything. And the problem is this, is that you're going to be that guilt, that shame that's going to be as a consequence of that false hope that you had, that illusion, that superficial optimism, is that it's going to put you in a place that was worse than where you first started. And you don't want that, because it can be very hard for you to try to change it, and you see that you've gone the wrong path, and try to travel all the way back so you can start on a new path. Guys, it's hard, and trust me, I've been there. And I'm speaking here to you as a testimony, because I've read all those self-help books. I've tried applying it, and I've read so many of them, and I've tried to apply those principles so desperately that it's become part of my conscious mind. And some days, like for example, 2019 was such a hard year for me, because I was so tough on myself, so much expectations, thinking that I need to do everything today, and that if I'm not working 16 hours or etc., like I'm not enough, and that all these things. And that's the problem with self-help. It puts too much expectation upon the individual. Don't forget it, guys. You guys are human. You do not need to change everything in your life today. You can start by making your bed. You can start by, maybe treating your family better, or being a better brother. That's a great start. Baby steps, guys. Don't buy into the lie that you're the sovereign being, that anything that you manifest is going to come into a reality. Just don't buy it. Down the road, the long-term effect is going to be awful on your life. Be realistic. Be optimistic. Real optimism. It's fake optimism. It's naive optimism to think that you're just going to, wake up at 4 a.m. when you've been waking up at 11 a.m. for like 3 years. No. You're not going to do it. And if you do it, it's going to be so awful, because your body's already going to be, functioning on a way that it's already been established and adapted to from 11 a.m. every day for 3 years. Once you wake up at 4, you're not even going to be able to perform productively, which is going to result in worse things than if you actually woke up at 11. So be realistic, guys. I'm not talking about that there's no hope for you, but there needs to be a balance. You need to be a dreamer, but also you need to know reality and know yourself. That's important. The second reason why self-help is not good is that it puts everyone in the same box. It tells you if someone has done it, you can do it too. Great. We all know that. What's the problem? It's because who said that you need to do that? It's always going to tell you things that you want to hear. Oh, you don't want to go to school? Yeah, like I haven't gone to. And it builds up that hype. Yeah, there's people who have done it. No, drop that. You don't need that. Do you. Do your life. It's okay to feel embarrassed. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel like you don't have things, in place. No one does it. Not even that person that's writing the self-help book that seems like this godly person who has everything together. BS. Completely BS. Do you need to be disciplined? Sure. It's a positive thing. It's going to grow your character. You're going to work through uncomfortable moments that are going to build you. It's important. Do you need to have everything in order from day to night? No. Do you need to disregard everyone's opinion? Definitely not. There's people who know things you don't. Be open-minded. Value your opinion and hear others, but make the decision a conclusion of your thoughts. If I tell you an advice, take it in consideration. But when you go make a decision, value it, but see if it actually applies, if it makes sense for you. Don't just disregard things. You do not want to put yourself in this box where everyone is the same. You're unique individuals. You have your struggles, you have your passions, you have your techniques, your talent, your insecurities, and so do others. The second that we start, saying this one-size-fits-all way to help people, it's not true. We're not statistics. We're not units. We're unique individuals. You're unique yourself. You have value. Today, you don't have to fix your whole life to feel like you're worthy. You're worthy today, the way you are. And that will give you hope. That's real optimism. That you're okay today and that you can become better as a consequence of that. By accepting that. You're not going to be happy when you're disciplined if you're not happy today. Think of that. one of the other reasons why I don't like it, it's again, it gives you this fake optimism. This optimism that, you know, you can do things and the universe is gonna work on your behalf. That, you know, everything's so blissful and, you know, no obstacles are gonna come your way. BS, guys. Let's look at human nature. Let's look at the world. It's filled with catastrophes and uncertainty. You know, we need to put those things in consideration. We need to bring it all to the table. We can just take one side of the coin. One side of the coin is filled with hope, optimism, capability. The other side of the coin is uncertainty, things that are outside of your control, your subconscious mind, etc. You guys need to take that in consideration as well. Now, what's a better alternative? A better alternative is taking one step at a time, not putting too many expectations upon yourself. You know, if your goal is to, let's say, start waking up earlier, let's say 6 a.m., that's a great goal. Good job. Now, if 365 days out of the year, let's say you only wake up once at 6 a.m., then be a little hard on yourself. See why that's happening. There's something wrong there. But if you've woken up 340 days out of the year at 6 a.m., be proud of yourself. Not many people can do that. That's great news. You've progressed. You know, we need to celebrate more of the successes in our lives. It all feels like there needs to be more. No, like, let's be a little more simple. That will give us satisfaction. Let's embrace the reality of nature, the reality of the world. That, okay, like, we have our uselessness, that we are tough sometimes, that things will go wrong. You're going to wake up one day feeling down, and that's okay. But then one day you're going to wake up feeling optimistic, and you're going to be productive. That's part of it too. Not every day needs to be the best day. Some days are going to be bad, and those days grow you. You know, there would not be happiness without suffering. You would not know what happiness is without suffering. You need both. Days to cry, days to smile. That's true self-help. Not this idea that if you can start working on yourself, every day is going to get better and better. You will get better and better, but the seasons will continue to change. But you will be changed. You know, your foundation will be strong. So that when winter hits, when, you know, the rain comes, you won't just fall. Because now you've become stronger. And you know what's better than self-help? It's character. That will help you. Your character. Your integrity. What are your core values? Are you self-compassionate with others, with yourself? Are you truthful? Are you real to people? Or just trying to create this illusion so people respect you? It's your choice. It's your choice, guys. I hope that you guys continue working on becoming the best version of you. I hope that you try to be more truthful with yourself and others. I hope that you be kind to yourself, and I hope that you just take things smoother, that you won't put too much expectations, that you start small by making your bed in the morning, by saying hi to people, by being grateful for the things in your life. Intention, you know, just don't say I'm grateful. Realize why you're grateful. Don't just say thank you when you go to pick up your food. Realize why you're thankful, and then send thank you. There's no point in just saying thank you if you don't mean it. Let's be intentional, guys. That's where you're going to change. You're unique, and you can do it. But I'm not going to tell you that everything is going to be beautiful, that there are not going to be days like you're going to feel like every progress that you've done just have gone to waste. And we can see it at moments like this in the midst of this crisis, you know, like right now self-help can't help you. Can't. Because what is that discipline going to give you? You're still gonna have to take losses. So guys, let's be more realistic. True optimism is when you realize the obstacles and the uncertainty of life. And in the midst of that, you still choose to see hope in the future and to be good for others and to be good to yourself. Respect yourself just as you respect others. That's true optimism. That's true self-help. Alright guys, this is it for the video. I hope you guys, wrote down notes. I hope you guys saw from my perspective. I'm not claiming to be right. That's just the way I feel based on an experience that I've had with it. I'm not saying that all self-help is bad. As I said, there's good virtues out of it, but the methods that it's utilized and the way it's placed and the outlets it's used to really try to grab you and give you the solution that it's trying to provide, it's not actually the way to go, right? So I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys enjoyed it, that you may write down your comments about self-help, about improving, about your overall life experience on growing, trying to become better, and what's worked, what hasn't worked, and subscribe if you've liked this video and if you want to listen to more of this type of content. I hope you guys stay strong, courageous in the midst of this crisis, and I'll see you on the next video.